The problem with you is you're whining like a little fucking baby.
What's going on, Yazbeeshes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, with another episode of Ask Papa Swolio. On a side note, there's a ton of construction outside. So I want to make it clear that if you hear beeping, these huge bulldozers just backing up back and forth all day long. So you can leave your opinion below if you like the background music, if you have a track that you think would work, if you just like background sound. If it happens, it happens. But I am aware that sometimes there's some beeping. It's annoying to me. I just really hope it's not annoying to you. I just don't want to put off filming because I have answers that I want to give you. We can't stop the gain train. We can't stop the show. The show goes on. Thank you so much for asking your questions, everyone on Instagram and right here on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have a question, just drop it right below with the hashtag AskPapaSwolio so I can see it, I can absorb it, I can answer it. I can't answer if you don't ask. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the like button and make sure to subscribe for all the latest vids. So let's just jump right into this episode and get down and dirty with it. The first question is from YouTube, and this is from Jared Baker. Papa Swolio, any advice for us who have blue collar, parentheses, manual labor jobs and love to work out? I load and unload moderately heavy boxes in a warehouse 8 hours a day. Then I hit the weight pile, and when I get home, any help would be appreciated. You're probably asking about how to either schedule your program, how to train when you're physically exhausted. Honestly, my opinion and what I would tell you first, if you're not doing it already, is yoga. If you're doing lifting and you're doing lifting all day long, you're doing the same movement over and over again. That's a repetitive movement pattern. And those types of things, whether you're stocking shelves, whether you're bending over and picking things up over and over again, that's what can easily lead to a lower back injury because certain muscles are going to get overused because you're doing the same things over and over again, and certain muscles are going to get underused. So yoga is great to activate the glutes, it's great to stretch out the hip flexors, add mobility in your back. It's going to help with your endurance, it's going to help with your strength training, it's going to help with your lifting at work and in the gym. So that's where I would start. I mean, lift when you can. My other recommendation would be to lift before you go to work. Do it early in the morning so you're not exhausted afterwards, because after lifting boxes all day, you're probably not going to want to go to the gym and lift more things. So I would recommend getting up early and training. Aside from that, if you want to follow up this episode and drop another question and follow up on this, I'm happy to go into it in a little more depth, but I hope that helped you, Jared, and a lot of everyone else listening. Next question is from Instagram, Peaceful Designer 305. Papa Swolio, advice on knee pain? I'm training for a half marathon. I was doing a lower body workout with weights, and a few days later, I still feel the pain when I squat. Anytime you have some type of knee pain, knee discomfort, I shouldn't say anytime, but most often it's coming from the hips. The hips aren't stabilizing the femur well enough, and chances are you're getting some knee valgus, you're getting some knees kind of caving in. So what I would recommend is doing something along the lines of like a lateral tube walk, doing some gluteus medius activation. You could do some 2-leg or single leg hip bridges when done properly with your body in a posteriorly tilted positions, to stomach sucked in, squeezing the glutes. You could do 2-leg and single leg there. You could do things like single leg balance exercises and hip rotations, but I would recommend getting one of those bands that you can put just above your ankles. I actually have this exercise on my blog. I'll try to put a card here, but you can go to swolenormousx.com and click on the Gain Train blog for the lateral tube walking exercise, but go check that one out because those tubes are like a few dollars on Amazon, and it could be an absolute game changer because if you are strengthening the outer part of your hips, your gluteus medius, it will help pull your femurs out to the side and take pressure off the connective tissue that crosses the side of your knee, which is called runner's knee when you're getting pain on the side, on that lateral condyle, that Gertie's tubercle right on the outside part of the knee, whether it's the right or left knee, and usually that will help relieve the stress. Yoga is also fantastic for that, but that specific exercise, the lateral tube walk, can be a game changer for you. Next question is from YouTube from Patricia Dyer, and she asks, Papa Swolio, is it true that having your calories too low will damage your metabolism, making it difficult to maintain my weight later? Example, could I drop my calories to 1,200 a day in order to drop fat faster, Or should I leave them at 1400 to 1500 and just be patient to not ruin my metabolism? I don't really know what the definition of a ruined metabolism is. I would assume that means just complete endocrine collapse, and that seems more likely from an extreme starvation, like a concentration camp diet. 1200 is generally considered the minimum healthy amount of calories you should be consuming, but I wouldn't, for an adult female, someone who's exercising, I do not think that's enough calories. I think you should be focusing and refocus your nutrition on what you're consuming, not how many calories. I would recommend an elimination diet. I would recommend cutting out some major inflammatory food groups and testing them back in. You can check out my Daily Swole podcast for more information on the elimination process. But when you're eating the right foods for your body, the ones that are going to make you feel full when you're actually full, the ones that are going to give you the most energy, the most satiety, those foods are going to fill you up and you're less likely to overeat. Dropping down to 1200 calories is not going to make you lose fat faster. It's just going to make you more cranky, give you less energy. You're going to probably want to binge more. You're going to have more cravings because fundamentally, if you're not eating the right foods, now you're just eating less of the foods that might not be giving you all the nutrients that you need. So I would focus more on what you're eating and less micromanaging on counting all the low last calories. And 100 or 200 calories is not what's making or breaking your fat loss. Next question is from the gram. Hannah with happiness. What's the best solution for when you're gassy at the gym? To crop dust the shit out of someone. Just casually walk by and just kind of do like a one cheek sneak and just and just lay it on them. Let them do. When you're gassy at the gym, what's the best solution? To go to the bathroom, to change up your eating habits before you go to the gym. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say hold it in if you're uncomfortable, but don't blast someone. That's just like basic gym etiquette. Don't fart in someone's face. If it's not like something that's going to come out, you just have stomach cramps, I don't really have any strong recommendations. Maybe some stretching, maybe doing something on your back or on your stomach, maybe some cat-cows or a little bit of yoga might help loosen something up and help guide it through your passages. But if you're gassy at the gym, it's coming from something that you ate. So I would look more towards that so it doesn't happen again. But be nice. Don't blast someone. Don't leave any landmines or crop dusting. Just be a good gym citizen. Next question on YouTube from Brittany Risk. You may have answered this already in another video, but Papa Swolio, do you recommend doing some yoga on lifting days or strictly on active rest days? That's a fantastic question. So first things first, there are different types of yoga. There are power yoga classes and hardcore yoga with a ton of sun salutations, chaturangas, upward dog, downward dog, things that can really fatigue your upper body. There are also types of yoga like yin yoga, gravity style yoga, things that are very passive where you're doing long holds without any muscle engagement whatsoever that are very restorative and pair perfectly with heavier strength training type programming. So in my opinion, if you are doing a resistance day and you want to do yoga afterwards, I would recommend not doing something really intense like a high level class, something that's moving a lot. I would not recommend a power class on a strength day, or if you're doing a power class in addition to resistance training on one day, the next day you're taking off, you're doing a yin class, doing completely passive recovery, foam rolling, meditation, you're taking more of a complete day off and focusing on mobility, or you do the power class on an off day with recovery. It really does depend on where you're at with your experience, what level practice of yoga you're at, how long you've been practicing, and how well you understand your body. The most important thing when you are scheduling is not so much whether you should do it on the same day or different days, it's overall how well you're recovering. Are you feeling recovered from your yoga and your strength training when you do them on the same day? Are you doing the right types of yoga? Are you doing yoga that's too intense? Are you under recovering for your weight training as it is, and now you're adding on an intense yoga class, but now you're just burning yourself out even more? So it's really important that you make sure that your overall program is focused on recovery and you're not slacking on your recovery for your weight training by just smashing in too many things that are resistance based, like high intense based, like a power yoga class. So my recommendation is it's totally fine. If I were personally to do 2 workouts in a day, I would do more of a restorative yoga. I would not do 2 kind of hard training sessions in a day. or I would do it on a separate day or both. You can definitely double up and do a little bit of yoga after your resistance training or later on that day, and the next day do yoga as well. So as long as you are recovering fine, you're not overstressing your body and how you feel, just monitor that and you're good to go. Next question on YouTube from Megan Chilinsky. Papa Swolio, I am a long distance runner and practice meditation and yoga daily, but I would like to start incorporating weights into my daily routine. For someone like myself who has never lifted, what is a good amount of weight to begin with? Thank you. The amount of weight when you're starting a resistance program is completely dependent on your experience. So for me to just to tell you, oh, this is a good weight, I know nothing about you. I only know your name and what you wrote right here on a comment on YouTube. So it is completely reckless for me to say, oh, you should be doing 10 pounds for this. You should be doing 20 pounds for this. If you have never really lifted weights before, it's very important that you either get professional guidance in person, you follow a really reputable program. I'm just gonna plug my own stuff here. My platform, Swolenormous X, literally lays everything out for you, and it's perfect for beginners and it's perfect for expert and advanced training. It's the most amazing fitness platform that provides yoga, that provides strength training, endurance training, stabilization training, and actually the glute activation and that kind of training that will be great for someone who's a long distance runner to help stabilize your hips. So that's a shameless plug for my stuff, but you can follow any basic foundational resistance program. I just think it should have a strong stabilization and activation component if you're brand new to it. That way you are making sure that you're starting off with good habits, not having to clean things up down the road. When it comes into how much weight, just make sure you're not doing any of that hardcore high intensity. You're not doing a lot of failure sets. Make sure that you're only doing maybe 1 or 2 sets per body part and you're not quite going to failure. That way the next day or two you can judge and see how you feel after that workout, and then you can always progress from there, increase the weight or increase the overload. Start with more full body workouts, something more total body, push, pull, like I said, total body or upper lower body, something that doesn't put too much isolation on any one specific area. Next question from Instagram, Alan RB0. Not a serious question like the others, Papa Swolio, but what's a gym habit that a lot of people forget to do but should be doing? I'm gonna go ahead and say re-racking their fucking weights. And if you put the weights back, can you put the 10 pounders back where it says 10, where it says 10? I don't understand why, if the weights are on the ground and you haven't put them back, period, you're just a jabroni. But to put them back in the wrong spot, it's just like literally, you don't have to be able to read, just put them where the numbers look the same. Put the weights back, put them back. Next question from Instagram, Felicia2748. Do you have to eat before and after you weight train Papa Swolio? Yes and no. Too many people are worried about their pre-workout meal and their post-workout meal and how soon they eat after. I need a protein shake, I need this, I need that, I need a pre-workout, I need a post-workout, I need an intro workout. You don't. Some people like to train fasted before, so they don't eat anything before they train. Some people I like to have a sweet potato half an hour before I work out. Some people like to eat right after. Some people, their sympathetic nervous system is still bumping and they're gonna feel nauseous and wanna throw up if they eat right after workouts. They have to wait an hour or two. It's up to you, it's your choice. Just make sure that overall, over the course of the day, that you are getting in the calories you need, you're eating the right foods in the right quantity, and you are satisfying your body, giving it the fuel that it requires and that it deserves. So don't worry about micromanaging when to eat. First off, ask yourself what feels best for you. What do you like to do? Do you like to eat or do you like to work out on an empty stomach, or do you feel nauseous and lightheaded? Do you like eating right before? If you like eating right before, you've answered your question. So there is no right or wrong. You just need to figure out a little bit more, maybe what foods that you like to eat before or right after, and figure out the best system for you in terms of how you perform and how you feel. Great questions, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Ask Papa Swolio. If you have a question, just drop it in the comments down below using the hashtag AskPapaSwolio, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible in an upcoming episode. So if you want to be featured, drop your questions below. If you like the video, hit the like button, mash that subscribe button, just rub your beard or no beard, just rub whatever you want all over that subscribe button. Sorry about the little background noise if you heard it, but at least we're still dropping some amazing information. I'm still putting my knowledge nuts on all of your chins, so at least that is still happening. Hopefully you guys stop, you finish what you're doing, please, please. Again, thank you for joining me for this episode of Ask Papa Swolio. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Click the link, motherfucker!
Click the link. Click the link. Watch another video, like and subscribe. I know you want to. You know you want to. Come on, everyone knows you want to. You love Papa Swolio. You love the man bun. You love the sick bugging gains. You love it. Oh, oh, oh. You love it. Oh, 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 oh.